Greetings everyone, hope all of you are having a fantastic day. I am so sorry. I know it's been a while since I posted one of these videos. Life has been crazy, but I am back at it. Now, let me just refresh myself a little bit. Where was I at? Okay, so I was just continuing to move forward. Cool. I've already been to Chili Creek. And now I guess it's time to move upwards. All right. Don't need a rest right now. Let's go. And a random encounter. There's someone on the road. I remember this.
Forwards.
Come on. Okay, whoever it was on the road, I've missed him.
Let me draw the first blood.
Lovely. I have changed my mind somewhat about Camilla's build. Is her name Camilla? Camilla's build. I hated Shaman when I did this, so I respect her. But I've investigated the build more, and I think the problem is just me. I'm not using the buffs enough. She's a person who's not going to be great all by herself, but if she's buffed properly and surrounded by the right people,
Without a doubt.
I think she can be effective. No need to actually respect her. Or at least she's effective in the later levels. Where the hell is the exit? I am pressing tab, and no exit is coming up. She's effective in the later levels when she has a greater amount of buffs available to her. Dude, this is kind of annoying.
Leads on.
Oh, is that... So, this one specific spot over here is the only way I can get out? Come on. Yeah, when she gets to the later game and she has more spells and buffs available to her, she's actually quite effective. How does this work? You really want to be fully rested before you do this, but it's not possible, so we're just gonna keep going. Hold on. There we go. Alright, before we move on with that, now let's see. This is a strength of 3. We've got a strength of 4. Could bring some clerics on if we wanted to. What's this consist of? Ooh. What happened to all our damn arrowmen? Alright, we have no archers. Come on. Like all RPGs, this stuff is kind of difficult in the very beginning and then gets significantly easier as you go on. So, don't be deterred by how cumbersome it might look right now. When I have more resources and more options, a lot of those issues will go away. Alright. That's the best we can do. That's 0 now. And if I remember correctly, there's an issue where in this Leper Smiles portion, they don't let you rest before you have to get started. So you better have already rested before you get there. Boom. Lovely. Lee. Boom, 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 boom. Hold this archer. Hey, tree stump. What's in here? Cool stuff. Doom. Doom, doom. Come on. Alright, leave. Alright. No, I don't want to rest now. There we go. Let's also make sure we sell everything. Happy to serve, Commander.
Without a doubt.
Keep going. Anything I need to sell? Am I good on that? Yep, some things. King Composite. Window wall. There we go. Okay, that's slightly better. Crossbow of Judgment. Does he have the Oracle crossbow yet? He does, and it's enhancement 2. And I've got a scythe, of course. Appreciate one of my subscribers pointing out that I've been mispronouncing scythe this entire freaking time. And my apologies. I've been playing video games like this for years, and I always thought it was scythe. Shows you're never too old to learn something new. I guess nobody can really make use of the heavy crossbow, so no need to worry about that. And then armor. No. She should be using full plate already. Yeah, she is. What about Regil? Yep, he's good on as well. You're using medium for now, so this is probably better. Yes, it is. A little resistance. Who needs wisdom? You need wisdom, but oh, you're charisma based, right? Yeah, you don't need wisdom as much. Oh, exhausted. Okay. So yeah, we'll pump wisdom up for you, and then for Camellia, you need better protection. What's this? Right there, a +2 bonus on persuasion skill checks made to intimidate. In addition, whenever the wearer of these gloves confirms a critical hit, the enemy suffers a -2 penalty on saving throws against mind-affecting conditions for 2 rounds. I guess that can go on my main character. He is a persuasion guy. +5 competence bonus on all magic device skill checks, and +2 bonus to illusion spells. That's obviously goes with Nanio. Alright, and then let's check for, yep, both of them got cloaks. Do you got a cloak? Nope. You know, might as well throw one of these on you as well. And then you can have that for now. We'll switch it out later. And then just to be sure, did I pick up any shirts or anything? Nope. Alright, sell all this. Show me what you have. Alright, deal. Oh, hey, wait a minute. I forgot. What's this gonna do again? All party members get a +2 bonus to cast level checks. And weapons are good aligned and count as if they were made of cold iron. Yep. Worth keeping on. And there we go. Sounds excellent. Whoa. Hey, little one. They say you could do magic. An old silver-haired fighter sizes Ember up skeptically, apparently baffled to find such a young girl in the middle of the war. He's cradling his wounded arm, which has been hastily bandaged. Can you heal me? Yeah. Of course. Ember whispers a spell and touches the bloody bandages. Thank you. That's so much better. The soldier rips off the blood-caked rags and strokes the healthy skin underneath them. How old are you? You're only a child. I have a granddaughter at home just like you. Oh, little girl, how did you end up here? What are you doing here in the thick of it with us? Ember gives him a light-hearted smile. I'm just like you. I came to the thick so that the thick wouldn't come to the other kids, like your granddaughter. How do you like that? So little, and yet more courage than some officers. The old man runs his rough hand over her hair, and she smiles at him again. The crow on her shoulder rubs his head on his hand like a cat. Talking to you takes a load off my mind. I reckon it's not just my arm you healed. The soldier leaves, shaking his head pensively. Ember waves happily, then turns around and notices you. Hi! Evil. You shouldn't waste your time on simple soldiers. No. We spent too much time on the demons. We don't have any time left for the people. But you know, it's surprising. So many soldiers come to me. They say I bring them comfort, that I give them strength. But I don't do anything like that at all. I only talk to them nicely. I'm just a feather-brained little girl. What if something I say is wrong? Maybe I should keep quiet. But I could tell that my words make them feel better. I guess I'm confused. Your words really help people, but not everyone deserves help. Don't waste your powers on the unworthy. But how can you tell who is worthy of what? What are you worthy of? Or me? How can I judge others if I don't know about myself? Oh, Ember, you're not going to like me very much this playthrough. I'm so sorry. Ooh. The commander becomes host to... Start from the beginning. Day 3, month Desnus 5, year 4710. The commander becomes host to an anomalous force, and his dreams are filled with strange visions. He feels the space around him distort, and his sensory organs are flooded by false images, bred by distortions of light and air. Reality itself tries to expel the commander into some dark tunnel. At the end, a grim figure awaits. His body resists his crude attempt to wrench it from reality, but the unknown force finds a tangle in the commander's soul, one made of demonic rage or destructive desire. The stranger grabs at it and pulls, like a hunter reeling in a harpoon. Troubled by the sudden intrusion, the dark and ominous force deep in the commander's soul answers with a menacing growl. The commander... Let's see. Which am I better at? 13. He needs a moment to figure this out. The commander is being summoned, transported through space by some magical force. However, the attempt did not succeed because the commander is not a spirit or demon, but a mortal Dhampir. The commander is surprised that this spell worked on him at all. He stares intently at the ghostly figure. The darkness conceals the stranger's appearance. Staring at the dark figure, the commander feels himself involuntarily leaning toward it. The attraction increases. Unleashes the dark and unbridled part of his soul. Uses every effort to suppress the tangle of rage in his soul, which the mysterious powers lanced onto. I don't mind unleashing the dark part of myself. With a triumphant and savage howl, it breaks free and fills the commander's thoughts and senses. Its rage, like a burning spear, streaks along the dark tunnel to the one who dared trouble the commander. A heart-rending scream filled with pain and animal fear strikes your ears. The moment passes and the attraction fades. The enemy has withdrawn back to the shadows. The apparition recedes, leaving the commander wondering whether it was reality or a nightmare. All right. All right. Now we go. Oop, not quite. Legion 1. All right, let's give this another whirl. Dun, 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 dun. I don't even remember what we had going on here. Okay. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be kind of rough. So let's start with a blessing. So those are footmen. That's a champion. We'll start with the archers. Oh yeah, this isn't going to go well. Yep. Okay, I'm not ready for this. God dog it. That's unfortunate. All right. Yeah, I need a lot more people before I'll be ready for that. We'll wait until after Leper's smile. All right. Yeah, actually, can we recruit? No, we're not ready yet. And we're only getting 200,000 a day anyway. Day 4, month of Desnus 5, year 4710. Danger and distress rest heavy up on the scales, their measures soaring on the dangerous march to Dresden. The army moves steadily along the bank of the West Selen, scarred with canyons and ravines. Suddenly, a group of scouts returns. Anivia, the leader of the group, makes 2 urgent signs to the soldiers: wait and quiet. She dashes through the ranks to the commander who waits her report. We're in trouble, the girl whispers. The road ahead is split by a canyon. To get to Dresden, we'll have to go down and then up the other side. But the canyon is swarming with foul creatures, vescivores, a real pain in the neck. They won't shy away from our soldiers' weapons, and they've already managed to gobble someone up. Look like a caravan of refugees from Kennebrez that lost its way out. No one has ever reported vescivores so far from the center of the war wound. Where did they come from? Anivia bites her lip. They still haven't noticed us, but that won't hold true for long. Maybe if we retreat quietly, the commander makes a sign for her to stop. Find out what else is known about the enemy. Convene a council to determine a plan of attack. What else is known? Those nasty little critters, they can ruin your gear and drive you nuts with their buzzing, Anivia says in a rush. They got a queen, the mother of the whole swarm. She's a right horror. But if we kill her, the bulk of the swarm will scatter and we'll take care of the rest of them somehow. After hearing his scout's report, the commander prepares to convene a council to determine a plan of action. The commander and his companions convene a field council. The army cannot march around the obstacle, for there is no other road. Retreat is far too risky. Should the swarm notice the army and catch it out in the open, no one would survive. None utters the word trap, but fear hangs in the air. A swarm of omnivorous beasts just happens to be in the army's path. Someone has arranged this for their own nefarious ends. Rustling, grating, squeaking, humming. Everyone hears the voice of the swarm, though the sky before the army remains clear, for now. How long until it is darkened by the flying spawn of the abyss? An idea, a decision, straight and sharp like a soldier's sword, appears in their minds. The Crusader Council grows grim. One unit must act as live bait to lure the swarm out of the canyon and clear the path to the Vescaver Queen. The commander will rush the monster, killing her quickly before the swarm decimates the army. They will get but one chance. A dark question looms. Who will lead the faithful squad and be consumed as bait? In moments of extreme stress, one often says one thing while meaning quite another. These hidden words often reveal many a curious thing, and what do we see here? Erebeth nobly states, I am an officer, best suited for the mission. But in truth she means, I cannot burden another with my responsibility. Samori Sykes, send me! Nora the historian emerges with an unexpected suggestion from behind the commander's back. This is just the sort of situation where ingenuity and knowledge of the enemy will be more useful than swords and armor. While she speaks, she thinks, I need to prove myself. The commander thinks that he should look into the faces of your companions. The Hell Knight Regil steps forward. My people will fight to the last, even as the swarm tears through our armor and strips the flesh from our bones. But his motives are plain. My superiority over the Crusaders will not permit me to cower behind them. The ones who distract the swarm will need a healer. Sociol is the only one who speaks plainly. A healer might bring a few through the Vescavers alive. The rest of the council remains silent, and this silence is filled by a chorus of, there are others better suited, and the commander needs me alive. Does the commander hear these unspoken words? What would they lead him to decide? The fateful troop would be led by, all right, I know if you let Nura do it, it leads to absolute disaster. I have no idea what happens if you let Erebeth or Regil do it, But I've always been satisfied with what happens when you let Soseo do it, so I'm going to go with that. The commander and his party disappear among the rocks, preparing to slip down into the canyon while the swarm is distracted by their bait. A tight-lipped Anivia shows the way. Behind them, the final preparations are being made. Soseo's eyes grew cloudy for a moment. There are few creatures as abominable for a follower of Shaylin as the Scavers, devourers of flesh and destroyers of matter. This trial will not be easy. The soldiers tread fearfully down the road toward the dark edge of the canyon ahead. The rift that yawns open before them whispers, rasps, rattles in thousands upon thousands of voices. The Scavers gather below, but the sky is open above them, and the flying creatures might rise up and attack at any moment. The soldiers soon find the first body, the mangled corpse of a refugee from Kennebrez. A few straggling Scavers wriggle inside the dead man's gaping chest. Tiny larvae and greenish shells, all shuffling legs and hinging jaws. They don't seem menacing at all. But then, the rasping noise stops for a moment, and a high, vibrating note pierces the air with new force. A blur of a blackish-green cloud rises above the canyon. The swarm has taken the bait. The time to act has come. The leader of this faithful squad shouts that they shall hold positions and fight for the soldiers' lives. Standing in the middle of a formation of soldiers, Soseo utters a prayer to Shellin. From the outside, it would appear that the cloud of escapers will in a moment fall from above and destroy their forces utterly. Hundreds of spawn of the abyss gnaw on bodies and armor, destroying as they consume. But the cleric's power flows forth in waves, healing the wounds of his comrades. As if understanding who is to blame for the unexpected resistance, the spawn covers Soseo like a living carpet. The servant of Shellin trembles, but does not move or halt his prayers. Temporary success holds no true hope for the faithful troop. Their foe is no great beast, but a million ravenous creatures, bringing with them the eternal hunger of the abyss. To fight them was to cry up on the wind. Their only hope was to rely on their commander and hope that he was prepared to slay the Swarm Queen. What was happening down at the canyon at that very moment? Yeah, we're good. Let's go. Spots of light and shadow dance along the walls of the canyon. High above your head, a swarm gathers, dark as a rain cloud. There are so many of the Scavers that they block out the sun. Luckily, you've escaped the attention of the swarm, which is focused upon the troops you're using as bait. For now, at least. With a tired gesture, Anivia wipes the sweat and dust from her forehead. There's anxiety in her eyes. Commander, the beast we've come for is on the other end of the corridor. There's a lot of burrows and plenty of beast in them, but you better not delve too deep. Our people won't hold out long enough for us to clear the whole area. On the other hand, I saw the bodies of some poor caravanners down one of the side holes. They have some valuable stuff on them. The bugs will eat anything we don't grab. They can't tell the difference between flesh and steel. Wait. So they're eating all the treasure while we're standing around talking? What are we hanging around for? Come on, there's no time to lose. I see a street rat that's willing to crawl into anything for a shiny coin. A disgusting cesspit, a beehive, the Maul Discari himself, even a Baphomet's rear end. Did you manage to find out where the beast came from? I'm not sure, but there are clear signs of a ritual closer to the Queen Bug's lair, and they're fresh. Maybe somebody summoned the scum specially for us. The Deeth Filth figured out that we're never going to let Kennebrez go. Too bad we don't have a magic specialist who could figure out what those runes mean. The word specialist in magic tricks brings Nenio out of her reverie. Huh? What? I'm a specialist. I'll get to the bottom of this. What happened? Can you tell me anything useful about the monster? I've never fought these before, so I don't know much. She's a nasty beast. She spits acid and summons the spawn from all around the area. One more thing. When I tried to get closer, I started feeling sick as a dog. I guess like a lot of demons, she knows how to get inside your head. Oh, how interesting. Sounds like a Vescaver queen. An exceedingly rare creature, I must say. I'm looking forward to an encounter to conduct the experiment. The world must know what is more dangerous. Mandible snapping shut on one's hand, or acid eating away at one's skin? Let's move. Good luck. I'm right behind you, covering your back. I'll catch up when it's time to deal with the queen. All right.
I crave your commands.
Yes, you do. Actually, we'll go with that first.
You require my unbiased opinion?
My tail is restless.
Just in
Open
case.
your heart to me.
Oops. No. And no, need strength. I don't need that. All right. That should be enough. Let's make it happen.
Stand with me.
Okay. Efficient. There we go. And there we go. Excellent. Let's avoid the poison. Oh, did he just drop out the sky? Damn. That is uncool. The bottom of the canyon is split by a narrow crevice, about one stride across at its widest. It's easy enough to jump over or in places even step across. The obstacle doesn't seem a problem or even particularly notable, but as you draw closer, you hear a terrible droning sound coming from the crevice. It seems to be howling, as if it's alive. So if you use perception, you could take some time and pull a guy out of this crevice, but you never meet the guy, nothing seems to come out of it, but you definitely lose a couple of people in your army doing it, so I leave him to die. Maybe that's just because we're in beta and something will actually happen in the full game if you rescue him. I don't know. But when we pulled him out of the crevice, his eyes were being eaten out like he was only half alive. All right, we don't have time for this. Our people are dying up there. All right.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
Let's get another dose of paste. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give you some fear. There we go. Hey! That's what I'm talking about. Unleashing her last shriek, the Swarm Queen slumps to the ground. Immediately, as if by magic, the distant sounds of battle begin to subside. Several small beasts sit on their mother's body, sinking their mandibles into it. The canyon drowns in the waves of scent, a sweet soporific with a hint of bite, like the crackle in the air before a storm. Looking at the slain monster, for a brief moment you feel an inexplicable sensation of, not sympathy, no. The Vescava Queen is disgusting, but a strange kinship. What is it like to be a part of a swarm, hostile to all life, hating everyone and hated by everyone? You take a deep breath, and then sensation passes. Anivia approaches the Queen's body and grins. That's it, you filth. No more flying. It's good we got rid of her without suffering more losses. Just a little longer, and we'd have been forced to bury lots of our fighters in this cursed land. Suddenly, Anivia stops. Her nostrils flare and her eyes scan the floor and the walls of the canyon. She squats, pokes at some lumps of slimy substance, lifts some up to look more closely, smells them, and cringes. You smell it too, right? A suspiciously familiar stink. Aha! Anivia rubs a ball of greenish slime in her hand. I bet my life that your gear had this nasty stench when we were entering the canyon. I saw the queen bug spraying it around to summon her spawn to her. By the way, did you know that smells are extremely effective in attracting attention, not only in the insect world? For example, a tavern keeper in Kennebrus can, for 10 minutes, purposefully and doggedly search for a rotten fish that turns out to be in the pocket of his apron. Let's see if we can find the source of that smell among my equipment. I really love Nadio's dialogue. She is awesome. You and Anivia search through your things and quickly find the source of the smell. A thin handkerchief. Looks like it's been soaked in something like the Swarm Queen's slime. I'll be damned. When the Queen was spraying this sweet-smelling goop around, the swarm flew to it like flies to jam. The chewed-up bodies of the caravanners smelled like this too. I checked. Commander, I think some rat planted that handkerchief on you to ensure that the Viscavers would find you. Looks like I have enemies in Mendev, and someone has decided to get rid of me. True. Nobody likes upstarts. If you knew what Erebus allies hissed behind her back when she was appointed head of the Eagle Watch, Aniva spits. Anyway, we need to keep our eyes open. That handkerchief could have been planted here by magic, but taken from a professional paranoiac. I think we've got a rat in our camp. In Kennebrez, we squashed the cultists time and time again, but they were like maggots in a dead hog. Some could have infiltrated our forces too. We have to keep our eyes open and our guard up. It's time we got back to our people. I say we destroy the Queen's body. I've heard the little bugs who eat the flesh of their mother can be reborn as Swarm Queens themselves. That's kind of the last thing we need, right? No. We're taking the evil option. Burn the body, but gather as much of the Queen's slime as you can. Keep it a secret from the troops. In Dresden, we'll send in a suicide unit, wait for the demons to gather their forces, and then bring in the Viscavers. We'll return this gift to those who would destroy us with it. You want to make a weapon out of demon bug shit? Seriously? You better think about this. We have no way to control the swarm. What's that mean? It means the soldiers we send into battle with a barrel of this muck will be the first to be eaten. That's not even a suicide mission. It's a dirty trick like only the cultists do. But we're crusaders. I know, an order is an order. I'll go gather up the stuff. I don't mind. But think about it. Is this the way you want to fight? Will you still be able to look your people in the eye? I will. They'll all be undead. Won't be a problem. So sail. Anivia, Commander, what a relief! You're alive! I saw the swarm begin to thin and ran to you immediately. She pauses to catch her breath. Luckily, our losses are not as great as we feared. Not many are even wounded. But if you'd been a moment later, I'm afraid to imagine what might have happened to us. Unfortunately, the insect's acid ruined what was left of the caravan. Of course, I sympathize with those who perished, but we could have used their gear. Yeah, what a waste. We could have really do with some supplies. If only they died on the road somewhere of thirst, or after meeting some wild animals, we'd be sitting pretty right now. The army is the backbone of the crusade, my best weapon. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have sacrificed valuable loot to preserve the lives of a couple of dozen foolish knights. I'm ready to sacrifice the loot for a chance to kill a huge, disgusting bug. Haha. Nah, I prefer the evil option. What matters is that everything's over and we won. What are we going to do now? Since you're here, please take a look around. I found some painted ruins and the traces of something that seemed like a ritual. We need to figure out what this is. Wow, I never noticed the green glowing effect on the cheetah's mouth when I use bite. That's actually kind of awesome. Ha! Easily done. Nora leans over the magic symbols painted on the stone. I'm no mage, unfortunately, but I'm in the habit of thoroughly documenting all descriptions of rituals and symbols from magic books, especially demonic ones. Somebody very recently opened a portal to the abyss here and summoned someone. It's not difficult to figure out who they summoned. She's lying dead right there. I could guess who carried out the ritual. Handwriting is unique, even when it comes to runes. I examined the great garrison after your success, documenting everything I found for Queen Galfrey, and I'm sure that the hand that drew the rune circles was the same in both instances. It's the work of the same spellcaster. Looks like this spellcaster's afraid of us and dares not fight us openly. Clever. To set a trap and exhaust us instead of fighting us openly. We shouldn't be afraid of demons. We lived through this little trap, didn't we? We'll overcome the next one too. We just need to keep forging ahead. Well, since we finished off the swarm and we know someone is giving us trouble, I suggest we get out of here. I'm done with bugs. Alright. And I'm good with who we have. Excellent. A huge runic circle has been drawn on the rock, probably with blood. All right. Let's continue down, okay?
Forwards.
I'll make short work of you.
Simple. Now we're gonna go this way first. Longsword +2. And more swarms. Joys upon joys. Who does all that crying and whining? Oh my god, Mufasa. I'm sorry. Do your job, bro. There we go. Y'all still need help? Yes, you do. There we go. Excellent. All right. Now let's get back to it.
I will guide us.
What is over here? Deal with that.
I am helpful.
Really? Camellia has better trickery than Woljif right now? That's interesting. Ooh. A Diracne. All right.
I hope you appreciate this.
Our path leads on.
I'll cheer you on from over there.
Still got more. There we go. That's one. Drone will save. Good enough. Whoa. What was that about? Oh. What she got? Oh, she's confused, but only for 3 seconds. It'll be fine. And we all leveled up. Isn't that nice? All right.
I welcome your company.
One more time. Excellent.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. All right. Whoops. Whoops.
Forwards.
All right, let's take care of this. What level we at now? 7. We are moving right along, ladies and gents. And I don't remember at all what I was going to do with this guy, but... Spell focus. Did I already chose... Ooh, so do I have greater spell focus yet? I have greater spell penetration. That'll work. Good enough. Ooh, bloodline feed. I already have the spell focus that I want. Reach, Iron Will, improved initiative, combat casting. What's the other one? Great fortitude. Nope. Oh, so none of these are really all that. When your hit point total is below 0, but you are not killed, you can fight for one more round as if disabled. We'll go with combat casting. Even though I should be at the back, so it shouldn't matter that much, but it's not like any of the rest of this matters anyway. So yeah, combat casting it is. Here we go. And we already got one necromancy option. Do we get another one? Ray of Exhaustion. Is immediately exhausted for the spell's duration. Ah, that's actually pretty nice. Anything else? As soon as the spell's duration expires, okay. And we already got Vampiric Touch, even though we'll probably never use it. Alright, that'll work. And then we get something else for level 2. Okay, what do we already have at level 2? Necromancy. I thought we already had. Oh, this is Command Undead. None of this looks all that appealing to me. Although I guess, considering who I am, I should have Command Undead, even if I'm never going to use it. Whatever. This doesn't matter either. Awesome.
I will see this through.
Spellbook. Alright, I don't have to choose your stuff manually. Doomslayer. Now, her respec made complete sense, and I stick with that. I do not like her just being a fighter. Deadly Aim, Mini Shot, Snapshot. Man, she needs a lot of crap still. But we're going to go with Deadly Aim first, right? Attack rolls to gain a +2 bonus on damage rolls. Right, yeah. Deadly Aim. Archery. And there we go. Mini Shot. Lovely.
I'll prove I am the best.
I believe you. The Scoundrel. Woo! I'm a fan of Woljif. Big fan. Big fan. He gets play on. You will do evocation. He gets played no matter what type of party I'm doing. Let's see, this is level 3. Oh, that's right. I could get haste, but Nanio is kind of the haste person. I don't need to have 2 people pumping out haste. I do want him to have protection from arrows, because that allows him to do that. He'll get Sea of Visibility, but we can deal with that later on. Oh, yeah, he could do Battering Blast. I love the Battering Blast in Kingmaker. Don't use it as often in this game, though. Nanio. Bam, 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 bam. And greater spell focus. I don't know why it's giving it a thumbs down. Oh, wait. No. I know why. Oh, so it already has spell focus. Oh, I got it in illusion and evocation, which makes sense. I actually love using her for that. But I don't need greater spell focus for evocation right now. Let's go with penetration. Make sure all illusion spells. Yeah, right on time. Phantasmal Killer. And Rainbow, right not. I'll take that as well. She's got a better idea. No. Okay. Alright.
Don't mind me.
You have one version of that. And then the rest of these Battering Blast. Slow it. That. I never use those spells. Even though they are great, he should never be close enough where he's really getting lit up like that.
Oh, yes, what?
Phantasmal Killer. Alright. Oracle. And this is my healer. Weapon focus. Could. Or I could also focus on. Technically, he no. No. Spell penetration? I guess. Oh, wait. Did I get extra channel for him? Because he's the sole cleric. Yeah, okay. I got that last time. Cool. He's the sole cleric, so he needed a little bit extra. And he can wear medium armor. That's cool. He does not have a shield, although maybe he should. I'm going to go spell penetration because I'm going to start using more of his spells and I want them to work. Enhanced cures. Whenever you cast a cure spell, the maximum number of hit points healed is based on your oracle level, not the limit based on the spell. For example, an 11th level Oracle of Life with this revelation may cast Cure Light Wounds to heal 1d8 plus 11 hit points instead of the normal 1d8 plus 5 maximum. Interesting. Alright. I'll take it. Alright, and then this level 3 automatically gets the Cure spell. Oh, hey, you get Prayer. Definitely need that. That's why we pray. Pray. That's why we pray. Pray. You got to pray just to make it today. Sure. Oh, wait. I don't have Remove Fear? I should have Remove Fear. That actually is useful every so often. And let's see.
The
Yep,
world's
we're
not
good.
ending just yet.
Whoa, wait a minute. No. We've already respected the Kaluni. Wait. Kaluni Scoundrel. So we had a level 3 on home. I guess it makes sense. Whatever. It doesn't matter for us right now. Come on now. Yes. Alright, now. Let's go. We're gonna play through this again so it doesn't have to be perfect. And she gets an extra point. Perception is always nice to have on one of your team members. And she is actually going to be spell heavy. So I also would like her focused on evocation. Even though she does get a ton of buffs. Why does it show me buffs I already have? I already have Bark Skin. Why are you showing me Bark Skin? What is Natural Rhythm? Each time the creature successfully strikes an opponent with a natural attack, each consecutive hit against the same opponent deals extra damage equal to the number of previous consecutive hits you have made against the opponent this turn. This damage is multiplied on a critical hit. Interesting. Effortless armor. That's interesting. Sure. Well, like sneak attacks. Why not? Does she have Cat's Grace? That makes sense for her to have.
I'll watch your back.
Alright, and I wouldn't really change anything about this. Is this a short bow? Yeah, it is a short bow. Crap. Oh, wow. Well, if it's... It is a +3, though. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and still use it. Voice of the Hollow. All right, let's get back to it.
Our time has come.
Let's re-up on some of these buffs.
Oh, the waiting is never fun.
And neither one of them have a thing. All right. Let's go.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
Must be a sign. Is he immune? Oh, so if his failed, I'm sorry, give me a minute. I just want to make sure. Am I actually causing this person fear? Or is that something that they're immune to? It says I hit. Okay. Yeah, overcomes the spell resistance. I actually demolished the spell resistance. Alright. Excellent. 3, 2, 1.
We march ahead.
Let the duel commence.
The Scava. Wait a minute. Why is he so close? Oh, because he's almost out of spells. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, fine. There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Punish me for I failed.
Woljif doesn't have athletics? It's got 10. How much do you have? 13. Okay, fine.
The pleasantries.
Yes. Saving throws against fear effects. What's this give me? Skill checks. Let's see that.
Anything for you.
Good enough. There we go. And hey, right on time. I would have wanted a, good lord. Okay. Clearly I made a mistake. Wow, if you getting hit up like that and you got mirror image? Jeez. Yeah, that was rough. Yikes.
Who, me?
Boom. Excellent. Okay. Get you.
Without a doubt.
Awesome. Okay. We just came from over there, so that means we can get to continue. We can go here.
I will
Might
guide
be
us.
trap, might be treasure.
Might be
I am
treasure.
helpful, am I not?
Sometimes, Camellia. Sometimes. Okay.
Our path leads on.
Let's see. Where does this
You can
lead?
handle them,
Whoa.
right?
They came up out of nowhere. What is the problem? There we go. All right. Excellent. This looks like I'm heading towards a fight. How my pets doing? They're fine.
ready to move out.
Fails to overcome. Overcomes the other one. Interesting. Okay. Just want to check to see if I'm actually being effective. Yeah, you're going down easy. There we go. Yep. Excellent. You. Excellent. All right. Yeah, what is over here? What's over there as well? Oh, is that where, yeah, okay. That I'm not worried about so much. Awesome. And now, let us begin on the path of the Lich. Ooh. Went a little too far, but it's okay. Oh, hey, nice! Look at you. Making it happen, Captain. No problem, we can deal with that.
Am I not?
Ooh, I hope there's a better rotation on this woman's dialogue.
Their statement.
Ah, it hurts! Kill! Kill! Tear! They all fall down. Alright.
No time for debates.
Why? Why is this happening to me? Stole the wrong thing, my friend.
I'll tear your throat out.
My soul is rotting. It's riddled with worms and bugs. Excellent. Oh, he's got a negative level. How long? 52 seconds. No big deal. Long sword, long sword. Okay. Right. This fight was super annoying the first time I did it.
You'll make a fine trophy.
Not so much now, though. Now I understand. Why am I not being allowed to move? Oh, okay, I was about to say, what is going on? There we are. No. There we go. So they will just keep reviving until you hit that box. There's no way to defeat them without going through this in the middle of the battle. As soon as your fingers touch the wand, a surge of energy courses through your body. A howling choir of restless souls deafens your every thought. Green light pours from your eyes. It can rend soul from body if you so much as will it. The wand vibrates in your hand like it's alive. But no, it is certainly not, as you realize with amazing clarity. But there's definitely something inside, and it's studying you closely. Reach out your mind and touch the power that's hiding within the wand. Your hand clenches the wand harder and harder, like it's closing around the throat of an enemy. Suddenly, the darkness lurking within the wand emerges and seizes your hand. It crawls through your eyes and deep into your mind. A spark flares in the darkness. It's a firefly, held gently in the hands of a young mage. Its light barely diminishes the gloom, but it's enough to see the stone walls of a dungeon. There are several others, young and battered wizard crusaders holding magic wands, all showing signs of recent battle. You hear a rumble from above, followed by a furious demon shriek. The mages rise, preparing for another fight. A tall figure arises up before them. "Master Sicarius, you're alive!" The mage towering over his apprentices is pale, and his clothes are covered in blood. His voice is dull and dispassionate. "The newfound sanctuary has fallen. You have fulfilled your duty. Now leave. This is my battle, not yours." Telden, the apprentices, baffled, turn around to the young man holding the firefly. "Today I die and leave, my friends. Take my wand and deliver it to Kennebrez. In the hour of greatest need, let a worthy crusader return it to me. I will know that my brothers need me, and I will rise to their aid. Even death will not stand in my way." Evil, set free, the horrifying thing hiding inside the wand. Your senses grow exceedingly sharp. You see not only the miserable corpses that litter the cave, but many others that found their end among these dark stones. All of them stare up at you with horror. A scream leaves your lips, and they cannot but obey. By force of will, you end the existence of these pathetic and powerless creatures and return them to oblivion. The mere sound of your voice is enough to summon all semblance of soul from the helpless puppets. They explode, bursting into tiny sparks of spiritual energy. The green light fades as quickly as it arose. The choir of the dead quiet their howls. The power slips away, even as every part of your body protests against it. You vividly realize how fragile and fickle mortal flesh is. All right. And so now truly begins your march towards becoming the master of the dead.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
Forwards.
Let's make sure we're getting everything that they have to offer. Okay, and looks like that's done. All right, and I think that is a good place to go ahead and stop. Hope you all enjoyed the playthrough thus far. And if so, please leave me some feedback down in the comment section and leave a like if you haven't already. And please subscribe to the channel. We're definitely going to continue dropping content throughout the week. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.